Hi, I'm Michelle Jenigas with Whippoorwill Photography, and I'm going to walk you through my business management binder. They say if you can't find the book that you want to read, to write it. Well, I couldn't find the YouTube video that I wanted to watch, so I will make it for you. So I'm just going to go through what I use to make this, what I have in it, and a few tips. So the few products that I have a 1-inch binder. I have some page dividers. I like the pocketed style. They are colored. Each one's a different color. They have pocket on both sides. They're nice, high quality. I like that the tabs stick out beyond. I also use page protectors, so they stick out beyond the page protectors. And then, other than that, I used printer and printer paper and a 3-hole punch for some things. I just created a cover for mine with my logo on it. I have a binder or a spine label as well. And ultimately, I created this so that I have all my information in one spot. It's easy to take with me if I'm working on updating things outside of my office, outside of my home. If I just want to grab it and go for a meeting, everything is right here and it's easily accessible if I need it for taxes or anything like that. So once I'm done, I will link to my blog. I have the business information tab, my financial info, taxes, products, client info, forms, goals, and miscellaneous. So each one of those, that's my high levels of my different categories, and under each of those I get a little bit more detailed in what I have under each of them. Under my business info, that's where I would include any business plan information. I have some sample business plans that I've printed out online that have been very beneficial. Under my financial info, I have included my budget, my chart of accounts, which I print right from QuickBooks, my marketing calendar, and my monthly accounting checklist. So my monthly accounting checklist, I have created a checklist for weekly, monthly, quarterly information, and I've split them up per week and month so that when that time comes, I can just pull them out and check as I go along and make sure that I'm not forgetting anything throughout the year. Like I said, I have my budget, chart of accounts, and then for my marketing calendar, I printed out just a month view for each month of the year and wrote down some ideas that I would possibly like to post about, some things that I have done already, just so that I know when I look back at the end of the year, I know what I have done. Under my tax tab, I've included my equipment list, which includes all my serial numbers, the price that I have paid throughout the year, so I know what I have here, and it's also useful for my insurance and my accountant. I keep a running list of things that I would like to buy, so I have that listed in here as well. The nice thing about this is that it's easily updatable and it is considered a living document, so as you update things you can switch them out. It's nice to be able to print everything out and see if your branding is on point, that everything is fitting together, so that's been helpful for me as I'm pulling things up and say, oh, this one looks different than the rest of them, so I'm going to switch it up and make sure that everything looks the same. Also under taxes, I have included my mileage. I have included past years as well. I like to be able to look back and make sure I have everything in the same spot, so if I need to, as it goes to get a bigger binder as years go on, I can do that. If there's stuff that I don't feel is maybe important, I'll be able to take that out. Under my product info, I've included a list of my products and services, their costs from the lab, as well as what I am charging my clients. In that spreadsheet that I had made, I also included as an auto calculator is my profit margin for each of those. So it's nice to have a visual of everything all in one spot. On my client info tab, I have my ideal client profile that I'm again working on. Right now I'm using some tips and a printout from Jasmine Star to help me get that. So that one's not technically in here, but again, it's a living document. My client experience workflow I'm also working on. My past client work, just kind of go through, I can check off as I'm working with a client where I'm at in their experience and their session information. Client contact information as well as client inquiries will also be under that tab. Next tab is forms, and I have a whole list of all the different forms that I have in there, and those again can be updated as time goes to add more, take out some that maybe aren't relevant, and then just to see that they all look uniform. My goals tab, I have my current goals for this year for my business and personal, as well as past years and some highlight from past years. I like to go through my calendar and just remind myself of some of the great things that happened each year, so it's nice to have a little view and say, oh yeah, remember those. And then under my miscellaneous tab, I have some information from workshops that I would like to go to, some that are coming up, some that I unfortunately were missed this year, and then I also have a little sheet of some studio samples that I like that maybe one day will be a reality. And so I will just flip through this and again show you. I like the pockets. The pockets are on both sides so I can keep things pertinent to that tab. Business plans that I have printed off from online there. My company flow chart is another thing that I included here. This I have gotten from the E-Myth Revisited, and I made my own. It's something that I really like, seeing all the different hats that you wear as an entrepreneur, so that has been very beneficial. My logo transformation and everything, all my details from how it started to where it is now, as well as my exact colors and fonts that I use there. My financial tab, like I said, I have my budget and my chart of accounts, my marketing calendar, my equipment information and things that I'd like to buy, as well as my mileage for the last few years. Under my products page, I have all my products listed. They are separated by category, and so I have under portraits, then I have wallets, and then per size, gift prints per size. So I have everything broken down, and then I use those same breakdowns in QuickBooks. This one is printed right from QuickBooks. It's my just items and their descriptions and costs there as well. And that one will be my packaging summary. This one here is my client tab. So then, like I said, I'm working on my ideal client profile, but I have some my checklist there, my client list from when I started per each type of session. So it's nice to see how many different types of, or how many clients I've had for each type of session throughout the year. So that's been fun to see. As of December of 2016, I had done 171 sessions total. That might not be many to some. I know that there's some that will do over 100 weddings a year, but for me as a part-time business, that was pretty cool to see for myself. Here's my client workflow page, and I will show you how that looks when I don't have my client information there. So here's my client information page, as well as my deposit slips that I've created for myself, as I have multiple deposits. It's been very useful. And then this is my client workflow and how I go through. I list each of my clients and where I'm at within their session. I also included just my printouts to show my branding for each type of session, my products, my surveys that I send out before and after sessions, as well as a copy of my wedding contract and wedding information guide. Under my goals tab, I have my goals for the last few years, and then again, my miscellaneous has workshops and some studio samples. So that is what I've created for my business. And the same concept can be used for any type of business. Like, obviously mine is photography, but it can be used for anything else that you have, if you have an MLM company or even a home management binder, which I have also done. So I have everything all in one spot when I need it. So to do that, again, all you need to do is just sit down, create a list, do your high-level lists for your different categories. My home management binder, I have tabs such as money, utilities, home maintenance, and you can keep everything right in one spot. The pocketed dividers are nice. For my home maintenance, I have each of the little paint swatches for each room that I have, and then have them labeled, so that's useful. So then after you create your high-level categories, you can go in and list things that would be useful under each of those categories. So just a simple way to keep everything organized, and it's cheap and it's easily accessible. So that is my business management binder. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Again, I'm Michelle, and thank you for watching.